Now, I'm only going to bug you for about 10-15 minutes. Basically, what I'm wearing is what they call basically a Teutonic armour. Now, the armour of the day is basically, the very basic form is what I'm wearing, which is a tunic, straight material. Over the top, you have steel mesh. I'll show you how that works in a second. And over the top of that, I'm wearing what they call a tabard. They wore these for two reasons. One, in the heat of the sun, yes, you will quite happily fry an egg on this, especially if you're inside it. And two, identification. Now you look at, say if everyone's wearing the same type of clothing, how they can identify who's on whose team. They usually look for the tabards or the, like me, one going at the wrong time, the colour that's on front of the shoe. It's got a certain name, I can't remember. Alright. Right, bud. Put a dress on. I'd say it's my first time, but you're doing so well.
That's what they all say.
Okay, Darren.
It's not a terrible editor, is it really?
Probably was back in the day, right?
You'll get that with fatigue.
Or at least I don't rust.
Guys, on like big jumpers. Over the top. Don't worry, little spreadsheet.
That's what they do.
They're twisting a 45-degree angle.
Alright, now, yes, it is a bit big. Put on a few pounds since last time you wore it. But, okay. So what this gentleman is wearing is basically what they call a male shirt. Now, who's seen butchers? Seen the gloves they wear? Believe it or not, made out of the same stuff. For one very practical reason. You need to put your hands behind you. Great stuff. Okay. Now this armour, now hands behind you. That won't help. Now this armour is impervious to slashes, which are these types of blows. So I can quite happily sit here and do this all day. It will not penetrate this armour.
Again.
And we cut. Now studs on the other hand will quite happily bust links into you and can't win them all. But, hang on to that. You need more. That's right on here. Okay, your front row troops, they'll be issued male. Your second rank, which is usually your more higher paid troops, so they're better prepared, better educated, better trained, they'll be wearing one of these over the top. This is what they call yeah, don't worry about it. This is what they call a coat of plates, which is leather, look out when you open, with steel on the underside of it. So theoretically, may I?
Yep.
No! Yes!
Male protection from slashes, coat of plates protect you from stabs. So theoretically, this armour has made this weapon obsolete, unless I know how to use it.
Okay, can you really do the proper sword so I can take a photo?
Yeah, no problem. Alright, now hang on to that. Yeah, just do that straight in.
There goes the head.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's looking better already.
There we go. Alright, now what you're looking at here, this is what they call a coin. Yes, it does stop your brain from splitting out when you get a crack in the head, but not only that, it also stops nasty people like myself coming up from behind and slitting sentries' throats. Now over the top of that, the helmets they would be issued. If you're playing front row foot soldier, you'd be issued this type of helmet. Now this helmet, have you heard of the term ricochet?
Yes.
Right, do you know how it works? Wow. Okay, to get through this helmet, I actually have to use this helmet dead square, 90 degrees. If I'm 10 degrees off center, I'll bounce off. That's how ricochet works. So this helmet will actually save your life 99% of the time. Moving up the line, hang on to that, and you move to full face helmets. The beautiful thing about this helmet is, you can't see bugger all. It's really good protection, but other than that, you're at it. So they modified it, and they come up with this design. So one, maximum protection, but two, you also get a lot more vision, because you're not looking out of slots, you've actually got an eye hole. So I'll throw that on your head. If your head's big enough. Not too big, not too big. Squish your eyes. Perfect. All right. As you can see, it's not built for him, but he'll do. Now, like I was saying, this armour has made this weapon obsolete. So to get in through this armour, I need. Basically, can openers, you can. You get the idea of how things work. Alternatively, if you don't want to use one of them, where is Mr. Hammer? Use one of these. No, kneecaps. So basically, what you're looking at, you kick him over, nice big tin monster, panel beat him to death, that all works. Now in addition to this armour, I'm not going to put him on him, especially the front row, the second row reserves. He would have steel shins, they're called greaves. Though he might even have full articulated knee and thigh plates underneath this. On his arms, he would be wearing a suit of splint arms. I've got some on the table outside to give you an idea of what they are. Over his hands, he'd be wearing steel gauntlets. There's two types. You have a mitten type or you have fingered type. Personally, I prefer mitten type. When you get a crack across the hand, it spreads the blow a bit more instead across one single finger. In addition to his arms, very similar to long wearing, they're called sporters. They're designed to sit there like that. You have a basic set, you have some more fancy sets out the side. Turn around. Whichever way that will sit there like this. You'll have another set that comes out with a nice big wing to protect your shoulder blades from another blow going through. You get a hat like that. Now, how much for all that?
Like a full kit.
Okay. The full kit for me, when I'm fully armoured, I'll weigh in about 165 kilos.
Extra 100.
No, we're weighing totally. I'll be weighing 165 kilos. And I love fighting in it. I feel nothing. It's fantastic.
Do you actually do it?
I do medieval combat fighting for sport. Yes, I do.
I want to ask you one historical question. Would each knight own that personally, or would it be the baron who owned it for them? I'm just interested how, because it's quite expensive, isn't it?
Yes, you're absolutely correct. So, yes, the knight was the knight, but his armour actually belonged to the baron.
That's what I mean. No, I just...
So if he died, they actually took off his carcass, give it to the next bloke, and then push him into the meat grinder.
No,
and when he died, rinse and repeat.
No, I'm just curious. How would you kill him?
How would I kill him?
Yeah.
Okay, if he's dumb enough...
Next reel.
I'll point you never up.
Alright, now, turn around. There are a few ways I can get into him. Actually, I'll use this one instead.
John, it's a coroner here. We've got the coroner ready.
Your face. If I'm quick enough, I can still get in through the eye slot. Even if I'm using this full face helm here, I can still get into his eye slot if I'm quick enough. If he's dumb enough to leave his arm up in the air, I can still quite happily get in there and punch for a lung. I can also, with a shorter one, not so much this one, I can go straight up the middle. That one works always too. Another thing I can use, like all good weapons, they do come in two sizes. So you have the two-handed hammer. You also have the single-handed hammer. Now these are single-use items only. Now, I didn't put it on there, but this is actually supposed to come out to a nice sharp point. In the movies you see guys run around in this type of armour and they get their arm cut off. Reality, hell no, it doesn't work. I can put my split arms on this gentleman, find the sharpest, hardest sword known to man. Hit him as hard as I can. Will I bend the steel? Absolutely, I'll bend it like a banana. I'll shatter his bone into about 1,000,000 pieces, but I will not cut through it. It's physically impossible to cut through steel with a sword. This, on the other hand, isn't designed to cut it, it's just designed to push it apart. So once it's in, it's in. That's why it's a single-use item only. So I can still quite happily go in through here, I can still quite happily go in through here. They all work. Did that answer your question? Wonderfully. Sorry?
Instead they use swords.
Okay.
If they use hammers, why would they use swords? If you're arming the same as he is, swords.
No, that's it. It depends on how you use it. Now, yes, a sword is much better over this, because if he cuts the head off, all I've got now is a sharp stick.
Don't upset him, will you? Don't upset him, please.
But, in addition to these types of hand weapons, you also have what they call pole arms. This one here is called a deluge. I have another one over there, it's called a scythe. I've got another one called a bill, which has got a U-view hook on the side, so you can either hook people in armour, that's really cool, grab their hook shields and rip shields off people's arms, If you really wanted to be nasty, you'd actually get your bill hook and come into here. Once it's go through there, you're into your collarbone, and so then once that's issued into the collarbone, it will get wedged there and will not come out. And so from there you can direct traffic. If you want him to go backwards, you just push. Or you can bring him forward, you can move him from side to side. If his mates are coming in to charge, you can say, go block them for me, not a problem. It depends on what type of combat, it depends on what type of weapon you want to use.
So that's what you do on the weekend?
Yes. Every Sunday one I can get there.
Collection.
You need conflict resolution.
Trust me, they usually don't come back from a second meeting. But,
I'm just trying to work out what part of this is bullying you.
I need a second word.
how are you feeling? You good?
Yeah, good.
Perfect. Anyone else got any questions while you're standing here melting?
Yeah, it's nearly on his knees.
You're starting to get that. Sorry?
How can you go doing burpees in that suit?
Can you do one?
Can you do one?
No.
Don't even look at me. Look, but you know what, jokes aside, the coat of scale I've got outside, I didn't bring that in, but it's just out there if you want to try it on. If that's actually armours built for you to your dimensions, you can quite happily do handstands, forward somersaults, cartwheels, no problem at all. All this armour is actually made to move and flex, so you can still do all those types of things. You know, think about it back in the day, you know, you might have to climb up a ladder to go over a wall to get into something. So they had to make the armour movable so you could do that. So you're just not walking straight to your cans.
In medieval times, obviously there were people making this armour, was there was there an individual person, or it depended, I suppose, where the metal was available or water to make it and that sort of thing?
Basically what you're looking at a full-time blacksmith or armourer.
Yeah.
Now a lot of the reason why you can't find things from the medieval period, because they were reused.
I see.
Right, so this helmet, for example, if I dish this entire side in, once I pull it off his head or cut his head off and get the head out of it, I'd actually reuse that steel.
Right.
I'd cut it down, use it to make a bowl, plate, plates for shoulders.
Yeah.
A lot of the material was reused.
Recycled.
So, recycled.
Yeah. And is there one other thing? I am very interested. Would there be any way in which you could, were there any particular people, like there are tailors now, who made armour, or you might be able to tell where the armour came from, or was it just much more general than that?
Some of the better quality armourers did have their own mark.
Yeah.
You know, I know one of them was 3 crowns, like 1, 2, 3. Another one was 3 chevrons underneath each other. Most of them, they're the really old, big houses. You're looking through Spain, you're looking through Europe, you're looking through Rome. Some of those places that have been around for a long time, their armories actually go back.
Thank you.
All right, man, we'll get this gear off.
Would you please thank Shane for us? You are more than welcome to go and try on the equipment, go for a run around the block, do 50 push-ups, start a fight, whatever you want is fine.
Okay, Darren.
It's not terribly elegant, is it really?
Probably was back in the day, right?
You'll get metal fatigue, you know.
Or at least I don't rust, right?
Guys, I'm like big jumpers. Over the top.
Don't worry, little straight chicken, that's what they do. They're twisting a 45-degree angle.
Alright, now, yes, it is a bit big. Put on a few pounds since last time you wore it. But, okay. So what this gentleman's wearing is basically what they call a male shirt. Now, who's seen butchers? Seen the gloves they wear? Believe it or not, made out of the same stuff. For one very practical reason. You need to put your hands behind you. Great stuff. Okay. Now this armour, now hands behind you. That won't help. Now this armour is impervious to slashes, which are these types of blows. So I can quite happily sit here and do this all day. It will not penetrate this armour. Again. And look up. Now stabs on the other hand will quite happily bust links into you and can't win them all. But, hang on to that. You need more. That's right on here. Okay, your front row troops they'll be issued male. Your second rank, which is usually your more higher paid troops, so they're better prepared, better educated, better trained, they'll be wearing one of these over the top. This is what they call yeah, don't worry about it. This is what they call a coat of plates, which is leather, look out when you open, with steel on the underside of it. So theoretically, may I?
No! Yes!
I actually had in this helmet, dead square, 90 degrees. If I'm 10 degrees off center, I'll bounce off. That's how ricochet works. So this helmet will actually save your life 99% of the time. Moving up the line, hang on to that, and you move to full face helmets. The beautiful thing about this helmet is, you can't see bugger all. It's really good protection, but other than that, you're at it. So they modified it, and they come up with this design. So one, maximum protection, but two, you also get a lot more vision, because you're not looking out of slots, you've actually got an eye hole. So I'll throw that on your head. If your head's big enough. Not too big. Not too big. Switch your eyes. Perfect. All right. As you can see, it's not built for him, but he'll do. Now, like I was saying, this armour has made this weapon obsolete. So to get in through this armour, I need basically can openers, mail protection from slashes, coat of plates protecting from stabs. So theoretically, this armour has made this weapon obsolete. Unless I know how to use it.
Okay, can
If
you
you've got a
really
helmet
do
on-
the proper sword so I can take a photo?
Yeah, no problem. Alright. Now hang on to that. Yeah, just do that straight in.
We go for head. Oh,
Oh, it's looking better already.
There we go. Alright. Now what you're looking at here, this is what they call a coin. Yes, it does stop your brain from splitting out when you get a crack in the head. But not only that, it also stops nasty people like myself coming up from behind and slitting sentries' throats. Now over the top of that, the helmets they would be issued. If you're a plain front row foot soldier, you'd be issued this type of helmet. Now this helmet, have you heard of the term ricochet?
Yeah.
Right, do you know how it works? Wow. Okay, to get through this helmet, now I'm only going to bug you for about 10-15 minutes. Basically what I'm wearing is what they call basically a Teutonic armour. Now I'll show you that. The armour of the day is basically, the very basic form is what I'm wearing, which is a tunic, straight material. Over the top you have steel mesh. I'll show you how that works in a second. And over the top of that I'm wearing what they call a tabard. They wore these for two reasons. One, in the heat of the sun, yes, you will quite happily fry an egg on this, especially if you're inside it. And two, identification. Now you look at, say if everyone's wearing the same type of clothing, how they can identify who's on whose team. They usually look for the tabards or the, like me, one going at the wrong time, the colour that's on front of the shoe has got a certain angle, you can't remember. Alright. Right, bud. Put a dress on.
I'd say it's my first time, but
You look so well.
That's what they all say.